Hello, allow me to introduce Adventure Engine. It's a working title, it's my pet project and a framework to create textual adventures, interactive textual adventures based on the books you love or IP you love. Basically, you just upload your books or texts with Create Lore. It creates a world, outlines around it with lore, everything it knows. It just creates a knowledge database, and then you can play an adventure within that world. So previously, I have uploaded a series of books I own from Frederick Pohl called Hichi and Gateway series. I love this sci-fi, so let's start an adventure. Right now, large language model does generate the whole outline within the lore, the arc for the story, actually several arcs, beats, characters, items, events, relations, quests, everything. So the player is led through this world. It has some game over conditions defined, not the trivial ones. There are several endings, and all those things are generated by LLM. The player is free to do whatever they want, and it's not like previously many games were parsing the input for verbs and entities, trying to determine the intention. Right now, all of that does LLM. And also, there was an entity called director, which kind of helps to keep the story within the margins. And one player is stuck, or maybe player deviates from the story too much, or does very obscene things or something. It creates circumstances and factors which help to keep the story intact and kind of guide the player through it without directly prohibiting something or directly influencing the player saying no. So the creative freedom is still there. It rather would make you to deal with the consequences of it. So right now it does final touches. I'm yet to optimize the amount of function calls there, so it takes quite a time. And recently I have also integrated uh, Odyssey API, which was kindly provided by the Odyssey company. That is a technology to visualize and get the video stream based on the text. So we have our intro of like where we appear, who we are, and everything. And here you see the visuals corresponding to that. So visuals actually are generated in real time and pretty fast, according to the documentation of the Odyssey. They generate, it takes like around 50 milliseconds before the first frame, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, and on the right side we see the inventory, which is also was generated, and everything has its own meaning, its own task. You can lose it, you can use it, you can break it, throw away, trade, do whatever you want. And player stats, though the list of those is generated by LLM, it decided that those should be there. And the essence of each stat and the way it is being updated, it is also decided by a large language model. So I see that there is like a blue hell bar. Now let's go to the blue hell bar. Now you see it's processing. It's actually processing. It's a large language models which are working on the back end, generating the way the story unfolds rather than generating the video. So don't think that the video takes time to generate too much. No, not really. The text is generated much slower than it is. So let's see how the visuals will change as well. Um, you push through the heavy doors into the blue hell. They are thick, blah blah blah. All right, we're into the bar. So visuals need update too. Um, I stand up on the bar table and start dancing. Let's see how that would look like and what consequences does it lead to. I will improve the latency of the work. This is just a prototype and a proof of concept, so the performance will be better in the future. And I tried to play around with it. It creates sometimes sense of insecurity because you know that every action you make actually has a consequences. So you kind of correlate yourself like you would act in the real life, and um, you could feel that if you do something wrong, you can get in a bad story for that. I think he's not getting on the table, no? Courage plus one. That's good. So it suggests us to do what's going to next. I just keep dancing. Look at me. I also think that I might get more weight to what's going on the screen based on the description. And keep in mind that Odyssey API is also work in progress from what I understand. It's an early preview, so don't be too judgy on that. Also, I might introduce some additional input. If you would like to see something on the screen, you can give it a nudge towards it. Um, so let's see. I think he's standing on the floor, but on the table, by the way. And yeah, you spin your amidst the haze of smoke and stale beer. You boost clumping loudly, blah blah blah. You gain some credits. We burn some calories. We improved our mood and sanity, and social skills increased. So yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now he's going down for real. Okay, awesome stuff. Yeah, I hope you liked it. I'm very excited about this prototype, and I hope to make something more from it. So stay tuned.